Hello, welcome to a brand new preview episode for Black on Black Cinema. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
What's up?
All right, guys, we are back. This is a preview episode for episode 287, Highest to Lowest. This is obviously the new Spike Lee, Denzel Washington, Jeffrey Wright, an A$AP Rocky movie. This is available on Apple TV if you have that. So the logline here is when a Titan music mogul is targeted with a ransom plot, he is jammed up in a life or death moral dilemma. So, look, it's Denzel Washington and Spike Lee. So I feel like it's our generation's version of Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan, right? Like, it's kind of like those guys really don't miss when they're together. So.
Yeah, it's Denzel Washington and Spike Lee in New York. Like, it's...
Yeah. All right. What's this movie about? I don't care. I'm going to watch it, and it's going to be fun. All right, so look for Highest to Lowest next week in depth. So we were trying to figure out a topic, and then one just kind of fell into our laps, unfortunately, today. Right-wing debate bro, pseudo-celebrity, I guess, on the right, Charlie Kirk. He was giving he was on his college tour where he debates college students and says, in my opinion, horrendous, stupid shit. In his Prove Me Wrong tour, Taking Back America, he was shot and killed publicly in front of thousands of people. And I guess the argument or the situation has kind of called for, like, people shouldn't say bad things, people should be empathetic, yada, yada, yada. Some people on the right are blaming Democrats, even though they don't even have the shooter at this point, so they don't even know who or why this person did it. People on the left are anywhere between laughing about it and saying, oh, we should be very respectful, this sucks, and we should have gun control. I'm not going to be one of those people who sits there and pretends that, like, nobody on the left is making fun of Charlie Kirk getting shot. That's simply not true. And I've seen creators be like, no, you don't see that from the left. Yeah, you do. Okay, like, you do. Maybe not left creators.
I literally saw someone dancing. So it's happening.
Right. Like, we don't have to play purity politics.
You don't have to pretend I'm one of them. I'm sorry. I'm going to be an asshole this episode. If you have empathy for this nigga, you might want to turn it off because
And I'll be one of those people standing in.
Like, here's the thing: I'm not religious. I'm not the Christian on this episode. I'm not the Christian in this group. Neither is Jay. That's Micah. So he's going to be the moral center, right? Over this way, this nigga right here. He's going to be the moral center for this episode because
for the first time on this episode, or the first time on this show, you've got your Martin Luther King Jr. and two Malcolm X's.
Like, I feel nothing. I don't. I just don't.
Yeah. So let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and echo Terrence's point. I feel nothing. I'll be honest. I feel sorry for that guy's family because they're not the people out there saying the horrendous shit that he says, but they got to endure it, right? He's got, like, a young daughter. He's got a wife, and, he's got friends and family, what have you.
That's unfortunate. I hope his wife marries a better man than he was. Remarries. So his daughter grows up to be a better person than he was. That's it.
Don't disagree with that. So
maybe his wife will be happier.
Maybe.
Like I said, I'm going to be a fucking dick.
No, again, you're not going to hear any complaints from me. It's fine.
Micah, say something nice, Christian.
Forgive all the time.
I think that I like, in 100% seriousness, I don't believe that we should be shooting people we disagree with. I just don't.
I'm not going to shoot anybody. Like,
punch the occasional punch in the face, maybe, but we shouldn't be shooting people. We do need common sense gun control, right? Like, we do. At the same time, like I'm not some bleeding heart liberal who's I misspoke. I misspoke.
Okay, so Malcolm X is on
all three of us. All right.
Look, I do genuinely feel sorry. That guy's got like 2 kids.
Yeah,
and
like I said, I hope they get a better stepfather than this guy was. He might have been a great father in private, but like, don't be a dick in
right. But like, I do feel sorry for his children, and I feel sorry for his children. I really, really do. I can't imagine. But you will find it. You are a fool if you think that the 3 of us are going to have a sad for a hatemonger dying. I don't.
Right, like, that's not going to happen.
I don't care.
What I will say is, I hope his
what
daughters
is the
don't see
opposite
the
of a
footage.
sad? What's the opposite of a sad?
I'm not going to have a glad, but I'm certainly not going to have a sad. Like that guy made a living. That's how he fed his family.
That's how he became popular, being a hate monger.
Being a hate monger, dude.
A racist, bigot, homophobe.
He literally hated everyone. And I don't know if it was, even if it wasn't like in his heart or whatever.
I feel like if it's an act, it's even worse. That's what
yes.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I'm saying. If it's an act, then it's even worse. Now, nobody deserves to die for that, but like, no. I'm not gonna be at your funeral, man. Like quite frankly, the real question is, which one of the 3 of us is gonna say the Cameron line first?
I saw it earlier. Shocked that no one has.
I'm like, you tough. I'm just saying. I may have said it before. I may have said it earlier today. Shout out to David. You tough, right? Yeah. Like here's these are just some quotes from Charlie Kirk. This is the one that everybody keeps writing. Like, I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. So he was a big proponent of the Second Amendment. Also, you will never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single gun death. That is nonsense. It's drivel.
I have a quote for you.
Those are his words.
Okay, I have another quote from Charlie Kirk. Quote, I can't stand the word empathy, actually. I think empathy is a made-up New Age term, and it does a lot of damage. So,
the great replacement of white people is far more sinister than any redistricting project. Ooh, I'm just running down quotes.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Micah said, he's a hate monger. And look,
I got a quote. Don't allow emotions to dictate gun policy. Tyrants would love nothing more than to capitalize on an evil tragedy as an excuse to confiscate your guns and limit your ability to protect yourself. You know when he said that? After Uvalde. Like, this is the type of person that we're dealing with, guys. So, like, and everyone is coming out, and every politician is coming out like, oh, please, this is not cool. This is not cool. Let's not do it, because they don't want to get shot.
Yeah,
okay.
Of course not.
And I get it. Right. And look, I agree. This shouldn't happen to anybody. That's literally our point.
Right. Like, even in the death of Charlie Kirk, we're not advocating for changing the law to allow for this to happen more. We're trying to prevent it. That's the weird thing, right? You hear right-wingers will die of some medically preventable disease because they don't have health care or whatever. People who have literally argued against universal health care, liberals will come out and be like, that person's a dickhead, but they didn't deserve to die from this thing that they could have been saved from. We should have health care. Like, we're not using the argument of like less healthcare for people, more guns for people who've gotten killed. We're literally arguing for the systems to fix the problem that has exacerbated, that's gotten to the point where these people are being harmed, including him, who I think is a reprehensible human being.
Was.
Yeah, fair. Check. So, like, the thing is, the right's inability to address the most obvious issue in the room is so irritating to me, because it's obviously guns. It's unfettered access to guns. Like, this guy was shot in the middle of making a statement. Someone asked him in the crowd, "Hey, do you know how many mass shooters there are?" And his response was, "Do you mean gang related or not?" As if like gang violence is the reason that all of these mass shootings are happening, which we know is in fact not true.
And make no mistake. I'm sorry to cut you off. Make no mistake. Gang violence is fucking code.
That's right. At
Right.
100%.
So even right before he caught a bullet in the neck
He was being racist.
in Quebec, and well, in summary, I think that I'm sorry, that was a
You're an asshole.
yeah, even before he caught the bullet in the neck, he was still being a fucking racist.
Yep.
Till the day he was doing what he loved when he was shot.
Yep. And so he gets
It
shot.
was super fucked up.
Right. That happens under the banner, because the universe is fucked up, under the banner, "Prove Me Wrong" is the name of his tour.
Yeah, we live in the Matrix, bro. Like I said earlier,
Who wrote that script for today?
The irony is absolutely insane.
Nuts. It's nuts.
I think we live in the next Grand Theft Auto, yo. Like I like
It's possible.
like I firmly believe that, like, no, stop going to New York, California, and Florida. Just make a Grand Theft Auto capital city. And then just have it be about all this nonsense. You'd have a field day.
Yeah. I still think that goat that got near the Hadron Collider, that really fucked it up. Like, we're in a different we all died, and we're now in a different timeline. But this guy did not believe in empathy, did not believe in, not sort of, dunking the ball when people got hurt. He said horrible shit about Paul Pelosi when he was attacked, right? Paul Pelosi, not a politician, not in politics at all. Like, Charlie Kirk is, politically adjacent, right? He's politics adjacent, but he's not in that shit. And that guy was attacked and almost killed, but he thought that shit was funny. Ha ha ha, it's funny. So, like, I see people like Nancy Mace and other Republicans saying, this is a thing, this is Democrats' fault, blah, blah, blah. One, again, you have no idea who is doing the shooting. You don't know that, right? Because, you could say, oh, well, he was a right-wing guy, so it must be a left-wing person. That's not true. The guy who shot Trump was right-wing, right? Like you don't know. You don't know the thought process of people at all. Sometimes they try to kill people to start a race war or whatever fucking lunatic shit they do. But she wanted to talk about how this was a big deal and that this was horrible right now. But she doesn't have that same level of fucking smoke when 20 kids get killed in a school, right? Then if you bring it up and you want to talk about the details of like gun violence, or we're talking about, restrictive gun laws and things like that, then that's being too political. Because one of their guys that they use to push out propaganda to fucking gullible college students, he got killed. But 20 innocent 5-year-olds or what have you, they get killed, and somehow we can't talk about that. So my empathy for these people has largely died. I can be empathetic to their children, stuff like that, because they don't deserve to have to grow up without a father and stuff like that. But make no mistake, this is his fault. This is his fault. You spent all of your time and effort on planet Earth with as much of an audience that you have by not doing good things. And I'm not coming from a Christian perspective or whatever. I don't give a shit about any of that. But your job on the planet, I teach my 6-year-old is to leave the planet better than when you got here. That's the most basic shit. That's why you don't throw trash on the ground, and you try to help people when you can. You don't try to divide the country and bring in fascism to subjugate people. So you got shot. That sucks that it happened in public and people had to fucking see that. I wish you could have gone away in a different way that wasn't like this. That you didn't feel the need to stoke your entire fucking career on being a hateful, bigoted piece of shit. But you get what you fucking deserve because you do terrible shit. You do. You do terrible shit, and that's what happens to you.
I was in high school in 1999 when Columbine happened. I was a senior in high school. Charlie Kirk was like 5 or 6 years old when that shit happened, right? So his whole life, he's seen tragedy after tragedy as far as like school shootings and things like that. And
that's not a thing for us growing up. Never.
Right. We didn't see that shit. I didn't see that shit till I was almost 20. Like, y'all were literally just out of high school when that happened, right? Yep. I graduated in 98.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't see that shit until my fucking senior year in high school. He was 5 or 6 when that happened. Yet he still managed to fucking... No, he was probably younger than that. He was born in like 94, maybe.
He was born in 93.
93. So yeah, he would have been 6 years old. And you see this your whole life. You see these tragic shootings. You see the Columbine. You see he was like probably like 19 when Newtown happened, right? So he was still a teenager when that one happened. You see all of this, but you still live your life like guns are fine. We need more. That's weird, you know. I don't see how anyone under the age of like 30
still believes
still believes that guns are the greatest things and like the Second Amendment is great and all this other shit. When you see nothing but like tragedy, nothing good comes from the fucking barrel of a gun. At the end of the barrel of a fucking gun, nothing.
Yeah, I mean, look.
I don't like this dude. I think he was a piece of shit. But like you said, he didn't deserve to be shot.
No. But
I'm not gonna be sad about it. I don't really give a fuck because like you brought this on yourself.
Well,
you really did.
Not only did you bring it on yourself, you're also advocating for policies that get other people killed. You're advocating for more guns that gets young kids killed in schools. Yeah. It's not like, hey, I'm just a conservative and people are like, yeah, just kill that guy. That's not what's happening. There are standard fucking run-of-the-mill conservatives who have their views. People can't fucking stand them. But they're not out there advocating for like, hey, I don't really give a shit that other people got hit in the head with a fucking hammer. They're not doing that necessarily. And some of them are not. But
like, I'm not saying, hey, if I see a black pilot, I fear for my life. I don't want to get on that plane because DEI. These are like just outside of the gun shit. Like he's just said just horrible things about all other groups of people besides white men.
Yeah. It's interesting. My topic of choice I was going to bring up before this actually happened, I was driving the other day and I was just thinking because I saw this guy's video. This black dude had a video. It was about this one conservative black dude. I don't know his name. He's a fucking ass clown too. And he was like, why is it that black conservatism, because he was like, this guy doesn't like, he's not just a black conservative, but he doesn't like black culture. Anything with black people, he don't fuck with, right? And he was like, look, I grew up and I had a mentor when I was like in high school who was a black conservative. He was like, but the guy like ran a program to like help inner city kids out. He didn't hate black people. Like he was just conservative. Like, okay, you like fiscally, you believe whatever you believe, right? And I just start to think, right. Well, I also, and I'll make this point in a second, fiscal conservatism and like socially liberal doesn't make any fucking sense. And if you say that, you're an idiot. And I'll prove it to you in a minute. I fucking hate that logic. Oh, I'm one of these things. And then the complete opposite in every way to the other. Like, shut up. You've thought about this 9 seconds and you just want money. That's not the same thing as just being fiscally conservative. So
that's just capital.
Yeah, that's just capitalism.
Right. Like even fucking liberals don't like paying taxes.
Yeah, nigga, we don't want to be broke.
If we're gonna pay them, we want them to go to something that helps the fucking society.
Right.
That's it. That's the difference.
We're not advocating for like no taxes. It's fine. Like
right,
that's
dumb.
It's a stupid argument. So his point was like, why does being a black conservative equal you have to hate black culture? And I started thinking about it. I'm like, I don't understand when people talk about the culture wars. I now realize I don't know what that even means anymore. Because like when I think about like the culture wars, which is what, and to connect it back to Charlie Kirk, that's all he is, right? He's a culture war guy, right? Just for the right. They always call liberals culture warriors, but in fact, the right has just as many of them, right? But what I was thinking is like, culture wars used to be in the United States, like, the best one I can think of is like in the 60s, like hippies being like, hey man, like free love is cool. And conservatives are like, I think that might do damage to the family structure. And you should be like X, Y, Z, right? Those are like two sides that you could debate on without hating each other and be like, well, I agree with this or I don't agree with this. Culture wars now, as they're called, are just, I agree that this group should have equality. And the other side's like, yeah, I disagree.
Yeah. Right.
What kind of that's not a culture war.
One side is like, we don't like these people. The other side is like, yo, can we just leave us the fuck alone and let us do what the fuck we want to do? That's it.
And so
that's it. So
like,
who's
what are we talking?
Who
about?
are the culture warriors? Who are the culture warriors in this fucking particular in this instance? Is it them? We don't. There's no war on our side. We're just like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you niggas? Like,
y'all keep throwing punches. Like, nigga, we just standing here. Like, we just standing here. It's a weird.
Like, I don't like gay people. It's like, we ain't did nothing to you.
Okay.
like, all right.
Don't like them over there.
Right.
Just leave them alone.
Like,
yo.
what did we do?
Right. Like, they just gonna get married. Could you just stop knocking on their door, yelling at them? Like, they're not at your house. Like, I just thought about that. I'm like, I don't understand where we are. Like I hear Democrats, sort of like political Democrats, and this is one of the things that drives me crazy about Bernie, for instance. Like, we got to get away from like the culture wars type of arguments. It's like, but the culture wars at this point are fundamental to human rights. So your guy, Charlie Kirk, for instance, is literally out there arguing against equality for human beings, the treatment of human beings, that their livelihoods, and in cases of guns, that they even fucking can exist. Right? Not a fucking zygote or whatever, but an actual breathing human being cannot exist because of the policies that you put forth. And the other side's like, hey man, you want to go hunting and shoot deer? That's fine. But could you not have an automatic rifle that you could walk into a school and kill a bunch of kids? We're kind of not okay with that. And they're like, yeah, I disagree. All right. You dumb fuck. What are you talking about? And by the way, yeah, to my point earlier about the fiscal conservative, socially liberal buffoons who say that shit. You can't be, because socially liberal things like having equitable housing and people being treated equally in society, and equitable treatment across all swaths of life requires money, you fucking dumb shits. And if you are a fiscally conservative person who doesn't, I don't want to spend money on that, then you're not a socially liberal person. You just like to say that because you know that the socially liberal things are normal thinking ideas. That's all. And so you're just greedy and you just want money. And like,
you're just greedy. You just don't want to pay taxes.
Right. None of us want to pay taxes. It fucking sucks.
Right.
It fucking sucks.
Taxes suck.
Yeah. Oh, shit, look at all this money I made. Oh, it's gone? Oh, that's great. As a liberal, I love this. No liberal ever. Shut up. Shut up. We would all love to pay lower taxes, but I also like to have the roads not have giant holes in them. Right? Like, I would rather my tax dollars not go to blowing up brown people around the world. How about building a map?
I'd rather have my taxes going to feeding children than blowing up fucking brown folks.
This nigga want to pay for kids' lunches at public schools. Yeah. I'll pay for
like,
what the fuck?
I have no issue with that. What is wrong with, like, when you put it in those terms, they sound insane.
It sounds insane.
Like, are you
get a part-time job?
I'm fine
while I'm at school.
Some people was like, I worked on a farm when I was 14 years old. And I'm like, nigga, you are like 45 years old. No, you didn't. like, stop fucking lying, dog. Like, no, you didn't. I had a job working this when I was 14. I'm like, yo, you probably like 10 years older than me. No, you didn't. Stop lying. He was a fucking Republican on some fucking channel. I'm like, yo, you just making up shit. You're not that old. You're just not.
I don't.
They're fucking against vaccines. They're against feeding children. It's like, what is that coon in fucking Florida, man?
Oh, the Surgeon
The
General.
Surgeon General, yo, I ain't never heard no shit like that before. I'm sorry, we're going on different tangents. But
He
like,
said
this is the
he's
shit
the
that
Surgeon
pisses me
General.
off.
He's the Surgeon General and said, "Who am I to tell you what you should put in your? You're the doctor, bro.
You're the
What
state-
the fuck?
That is
You're
literally.
the
What
doctor."
world do we live in? You were probably vaccinated as a kid because you're not that old either, dog.
100% he was. 100%.
God damn, man.
Yo, vaccinating these children is like slavery.
All of those people in
Your
that
ancestors
fucking
should come
crowd
back
that
to life
decided to
and throw you in a
start
river.
clapping when he said that shit, you motherfuckers were vaccinated as children.
Every last one of you.
That's why you're not dead now. And now you're clapping because, like,
Look,
this is the type of shit this is the type of shit Charlie Kirk would be like advocating for.
yes.
Dumb shit.
Charlie Kirk literally went to South Korea
Dumb,
recently.
hurtful shit. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kirk literally went to South Korea a couple of weeks ago or a few days ago or what have you. And he was like, oh, he was walking around at night. He's like, look how safe it is. Violence is a choice, guys. Look how safe this place is. It's safe because they have gun restricted laws. And it's safe and people are healthy and happy because they have universal health care. Two things that you rail against. Shut the fuck up.
Well,
Yeah, like-
there's no choice now.
Well, okay.
Yeah, you know.
Violence is a choice. So is all the fucking rhetoric that you're speaking.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's also a choice.
A
And-
terrible choice.
Right. Like
Fatal.
I
That
don't
has to be killed.
yeah,
I
I
don't know who
don't
did it.
I don't I look, I do hope they catch this person. I hope because I want to pick that person's brain. I want to know why you did it.
Yeah, I would
And
really like why they did it.
yeah, I would really like to know why they did it, and I would really like
can
them
make a guess.
to. I mean, I would really like it to be who I think it is. I mean, it happened in Utah. Like
Unless it was one of the basketball players, it wasn't a nigga.
right, it ain't a jazz. It ain't one of the jazz. So
Malone, did he do it? I don't want that. That's the last person I know. Yeah, no. Is it? I highly doubt it's a black dude. They would have picked his ass out of a crowd. They're like, hey, him, Jamal. It was Jamal right there. We saw him.
right,
So I mean, but here's the thing. Even as he like we talked about, even as he got shot, he's trying to make move the conversation that is black people's violence in the United States that's really causing all of this gun violence. I bet it wasn't a black person who did it. Last
Niggas
time
don't
I
know who
checked,
you are, dog.
Yeah. Yeah, not really. No, not really.
Yeah. We
I mean,
know who he is.
quite literally. I went to my wife. I said,
Who?
"Do you know who Charlie Kirk is?" She said, "No."
Captain Kirk?
And then I explained everything. I'll tell you the rest of that story when we get off the podcast. but she didn't know. She didn't know who he is.
Yeah, most people don't.
Yeah,
I mean-
someone sent me a message showing me. Somebody actually sent me the fucking footage. I'm like, I've already seen it. And she was like, I don't know who this person is, but judging by all the people dancing on his grave, he probably deserved it. And I was like, well, don't read ahead. You know, like, yeah. So
I mean, this is from the same party that in 2017, Steve Scalise, who is a member of Congress, was shot by some crazy left-wing guy. He shot him. And he fucking shot him in the hip or some shit like that. Steve Scalise is still out there being like, we need more guns. And I'm just like, you learn lessons worse than my 6-year-old daughter. There's no way I get shot in a mass shooting and then I'm like, you know what? More guns. Let's triple down because they're so red-pilled about, the only solution to this is to add more weaponry into it.
remember
How many
when
guns? Why isn't it fixing?
Biden wrote that the crime bill that they signed into law in 93? Was it 93? 92,
Something
93?
like that. 93, 94, something like that.
One of the part of the bill was an assault rifle ban.
Mhm.
Remember that? And that actually stopped a lot of gun violence in the 90s. It was overturned in 2004, And here we are.
And if you look at the timeline of when that was not renewed, the amount of mass shootings has gone up exponentially. Now that's, causation does not equal correlation, or correlation does not equal causation. But I would have, if I had to hazard a guess, I would say it certainly did not hurt the argument. So, but these people don't believe in logic and reason. They don't. And I know
they don't believe in facts over feelings, although that's what they always say to us.
They do not.
The funny part about people like him is like, we're either soy boy cucks, a bunch of pussies, but we'll beat the shit out of you if you don't say
we're incredibly violent.
Which one is
it?
We
the
can't be both.
left.
Yeah.
It's like, are we a bunch of soy boys that will beat the shit out of you? So, who's the pussy in this? Scenario?
I mean, but that's
are you the bitch ass niggas, or is it us? Because if we beat the shit out of you for being cucks, and we're also cucks, what does that make you?
It's sort of a cuck chorus.
Right. It makes you the bitch. Like you the biggest bitches. Like, I don't know. Like, we just want to be left alone. If someone says, I want to be known as they, them, you lose your shit.
They can't handle it.
You lose your mind. I'm like, I think it's, me personally, I'm like, I'm going to just tell me what your name is, bro.
Just tell me what you want me to call you. What you want me to call you?
Yeah, right. And I'll just go with that. I'm not going to lose my mind and say this is a culture war.
It takes nothing from me.
Right. It's like, we're losing our fucking country. It's like, from who? Like, what are you talking about?
Who's winning? Who's winning?
It's such it's a bizarre dichotomy that they have in their brain. They can't square that circle. Like, we're either, like you said, incredibly violent or a bunch of pussies.
I mean, that's a classic fascism thing, right? The enemy is incredibly weak, but also incredibly strong at the same time. It's just like, okay.
I feel like Biden was like a mastermind, but also a brain-addled idiot.
Yeah.
Which one was it? Like, which one is it?
Manipulating the deep state. Also, he should be put in a home. Pick one. Just pick one. Is he doing it from the home?
Their rhetoric is so dumb.
So, look, I don't care. To be honest, I just don't care. It is. I'm not going to celebrate the guy's death. I'm really not. What I will say is this: one less bigoted piece of shit who sows division and everything else, not being out there spewing that rhetoric. It's not a bad thing. I wish he just just retire from that and not have gotten killed. Seriously, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I hate to bring this up, but I'm going to read Richards this moment if you've said that before. You want to kill our baby? No. The fact that this dude was murdered in such a public way in front of so many people, like, and the right is already going to treat this dude like a martyr.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things where it's like, hey, Obama got elected. Isn't this wonderful? And like, that was the linchpin for all the bigots and racists and assholes to just let their bigot flag fly. And I have a feeling that this is another canon event that that will activate a certain class of scum. And I hope not, but just prepare for it. And I told my wife, I said, hey, we're not going into DC anytime soon. We're not going to be anywhere where any politician is. I'm going to be working from home as much as I can because I got to drive through DC. No, we're gonna be here in Maryland for a while.
Look, I think I said it on the show. I don't plan on going to DC until that motherfucker is dead. I'm not going to that city. Nope. Oh, Trump died. All right. Is somebody else president? Is it not JD Vance? Then I'll go into DC. I'm never going back into that city. I'm not going into a city basically under military occupation. I don't care if they got these niggas cleaning up trash. This shit is nonsense. No, fuck off. Like, no. So I don't know what people expected. I really don't. You can only do this type of rhetoric and say terrible shit and do terrible shit and sow division and hatred for so long. And now you live in a world and you live in a time where people are losing their money, they're losing their jobs, they don't have their health care, and people don't have shit to lose. And when people don't have shit to lose, much like a wild animal cornered, they can get very vicious and very violent.
And your policies made it incredibly easy for them to get guns. There's 400 million guns in this country. There's 347 million people in this goddamn country.
Right. And a lot of kids, so they don't even have guns, right? Like, so that number is not a 1-to-1. By the way, Utah had passed a law making it A-okay
to carry on fucking
guns
on
college campuses. Yep.
Thumbs up, guys.
Cool.
You gonna change that? You gonna switch it around?
Nah, they're gonna double down. You gotta have 2 guns.
Yeah, you ain't gonna do shit from if there's a sniper, because apparently that's what happened.
Yeah.
They say like 200 yards away, 200 feet, yards, or whatever, and
I think it was 200 yards, like 500 feet, something like that.
And that's what happened.
I'm not a gun guy, but seems far. Like,
it's very far, and that's still what happened. What it did to him.
Yep.
Just proves that the human body is incredibly fragile, and guns are made to do nothing but kill.
That's right.
That's 2 football fields, Joe. That's 2 football fields, man. Not including the end zone. Jesus. Right?
I think it's further than Oswald shot Kennedy. So,
why were you able to purchase that as a citizen? Right. Why were you able to purchase such a weapon? What do you need it for?
Well, what if the deer is really far away? Move closer, my nigga. Like, move closer. Get better.
That's bananas. I have deer right up outside. Yeah, them niggas don't move for shit. It's really close.
Just get a Glock.
Yeah, you got to get super close and loud because like they'll look at you like they'll be eating. Like I had to build a fucking fence around my backyard to keep them deer away because they don't move.
Like nigga, you're
not exactly hunting the predator. You know what I mean? They get hit by cars, yo.
Not electric cars, fucking gas powered, loud ass trucks.
By F-350, like what the fuck, yo?
Right.
You ain't hear it?
Heard me? Damn,
they're not the brightest animals. So yeah, in all seriousness, you reap what you sow. You put that shit out there, man. You did. And that's why we tell people don't do that. It's not good. And I hope people don't get hurt, to Micah's point, on the other side. I don't want anybody to get hurt on their side either. I don't. But maybe stop pushing rhetoric that is pro fucking people's lives up. So,
like, when is the wake-up call? When is the wake-up call?
Nigga, it didn't happen when the president got shot at, and they're just like, maybe more guns? Like, what's the solution? If it's more guns, where is the number? Is it 500 million guns? Because it doesn't feel like it's solving anything.
Can we at least try it?
And when
for a weekend. For a weekend. All right, put them in a lockbox. We'll just see what happens for a week. Oh, shit, nobody
when Newtown happened back in 2013 or 2012, and they didn't do shit, I'm like, we cooked.
It's
12 years ago. 20 children, 20 babies were murdered.
White.
In Newtown.
White
babies.
And but that's important. That's
5 to 7-year-old children.
Yeah, you're right. That's very important.
Yeah.
Because if it was 20 black kids in Chicago, they'd been like, give all the kids handguns, I guess. I don't
tough, right?
Yeah. Right, exactly.
And they still literally did that to you tough, right? Niggas get shot every day, to the 20 little white boys, the white babies. Like, that's crazy. They don't give a fuck about, so the whole, pro-life motherfuckers, I don't want to hear shit from y'all. Because that shit happened 12 years ago, and we still haven't done shit about fucking guns in this country.
I thought we were a Christian nation. We're not, but that's what they say.
Yeah.
Then
y'all just sat there and watched kids die, and you said, well, we need more guns. Maybe we should have see-through backpacks
Or bulletproof backpacks. That was the thing.
Bulletproof backpacks, fucking more metal detectors, more cops in the school. First of all,
Armed.
yo.
Now it's armed.
Armed drones. Yeah, that's right. I saw that.
Oh my god, yo. You're gonna have somebody somewhere.
That definitely
drone will
will
come
not go
popping out of a locker, flying through the fucking. Yo, what's wrong with us, man? What's wrong with us?
Anything to avoid the most obvious answer in the world. Maybe we should restrict guns a little bit. I don't know. But the problem is we are so through the looking glass at this point. Like you said, there's 400 million guns. You're not going to confiscate any of them. Yeah, so they're already out there. They're just out there.
That's a lot of fucking guns, dog. That's a lot.
It's so many guns. I think you should be able to have. I think it was like Joe Biden who talked about this a couple of years ago. He was like, I think people should be able to have a handgun. Yeah. You have a rifle for hunting if that's what you want to do, and you get a shotgun. That's it. It's like you go outside, you rack the shotgun, people leave you the fuck alone. Basically, it's like if somebody breaks into your house, you rack a shotgun, people are like, you know what? Heard. Mm-hmm. I gotta get the fuck out of here. That's a very good sound as a deterrent. That's it. What the fuck you need an AR-15 for? And I'm sure there's going to be some fucking ass clowns in the comments like, well, an AR-15, I don't give a shit. You don't need it. You don't need it. But I want it. Yeah, I want $1 million. Like, what the fuck? It's like, who cares what you want? People are being shot and killed. But that's the criminals. The criminals. Yeah, well, here's the problem. They have easy access to guns. They do. Why are there still loopholes and shit that you can buy guns at a gun show? Why is it that there's no national registry of guns? If you're so cool with everybody having guns and you're all law-abiding citizens, then why can't you register your gun with a national registry? Why? In some states, you're not even allowed to put it in a digital form. They write the shit down. Yes, because they're so afraid.
I'm so confused at what you just said.
So afraid that it can be put into a database that anybody across the country can find. So they're like, no, just write it down in like a fucking ledger.
Yo, it's not 1876. Yo, like, what the fuck are we doing?
Democracy by candlelight, according to fucking conservatives. It's stupid as shit. And if you say, the gun laws are fine where they are, you're a fucking moron. And Charlie Kirk is the biggest one of those. Because all the advocating you did for all of this shit, you suffered, your kids and your wife now have to suffer the fucking consequences of what you did. That's what pisses me off, actually, as I think about it. That's what pisses me off the most. You're supposed to protect your children. And what you did put them at a loss for you to grow up with you. You fucked that up. You're a fucking asshole.
Maybe his wife will marry a better human being than he was.
I hope it's a black dude, and I hope he's a liberal. Actually, you know what? I hope he's Latin. I hope it's a Latin gentleman. Good.
Yeah, and a black woman gives birth to another one of to their child. Because why not? Look, man, before we go, something actually really sad happened today that unfortunately will get overshadowed. One student has died and 3 more were injured in a shooting at Evergreen High School Wednesday afternoon, the day that we are recording this. The local hospital confirmed the death, but would not share any other details about the student who died. 3 students, including the shooter, were being treated at the hospital for gunshot wounds. A 4th student took themselves to the hospital with injuries sustained while escaping the high school and fleeing to a nearby elementary school. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office said that the alleged shooter was a 16-year-old male who suffered a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. Yeah, there was a shooting at a school in
where was it?
Colorado. I don't know what the fuck Colorado's problem is.
Yo, what the fuck they got? Just the air too thin? Them niggas are losing their fucking minds.
I don't know what is going on in Colorado, but this story is tragic, and I just wanted to let people know that like this is happening. And
Yo, school just started like a
Right.
week and a half ago, yo.
Right.
School just started, and we're off to the races. And you know, I don't mean to speak for the dead. I can only imagine the rhetoric that would come out of his mouth about this.
Yep.
So, and it's going to get overshadowed because this guy who, you know, every life is important, right? All lives matter, right? But like, he's not. He's just a popular guy on the internet. Like, to quote that old Chris Rock bit, right? Martin Luther King was assassinated. Malcolm X was assassinated. This nigga got shot.
This nigga just got shot. Tupac and Biggie, them niggas got shot. Yeah, exactly. That wasn't an assassination.
No, it was a murder. It was a murder from an internet celebrity. And while it is tragic, I you know, I said it before. You're going to be hard pressed for me to weep for a hate monger. I just can't. I just can't.
Yeah, I'm not going to use that made up empathy that he talked about. That's a bunch of bullshit. You know,
I got empathy for his kids.
I got empathy for these other kids who got shot. How about that?
Yeah, and I got empathy for these children who got shot in Colorado.
Well, I'll give you a sort of a modified quote from Colonel Jessup from A Few Good Men. His death, while tragic, probably saved lives. So, yeah, I don't care. Tragic and grotesque, probably saved lives. So, look, don't live your life where people celebrate. Millions of people probably celebrate your death. It's a simple fucking rule in life. If a bunch of people are like, I hope that guy died, you lived a poor life. You did. So, we'll see what happens next. Best of luck, everybody. All right, we will be back next week with Highest to Lowest. Again, you can watch that on Apple TV. Directed by Spike Lee and starring Denzel Washington and Jeffrey Wright. So, later, guys.
See ya.
You're watching the Black on Black Cinema YouTube channel. Make sure you check out our full reviews of black movies, past and present. And every other week, we do a preview episode where we talk about a random topic that affects the black community.